Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Thinking Tuesday. Thank you for joining me on our weekly thinking excursion. Where will your thoughts take you today? Are you open to a new adventure in thinking? Are you open to discovering new ways of thinking? Are you taking time out today to cultivate your thinking? Are you taking time to assess your thinking? I know these are a lot of questions, but I have to ask you, are you tired of old patterns of thinking that take you back to actions that lead to unproductive results? Are you aware of the impact that your thoughts have on the decisions that you make? And are you willing to entertain new thoughts that will lead to actions that are gratifying, edifying, and have the potential to transform your life in significant ways? Is that you? Well, if your answer to any or all of these questions that I just asked is yes, then you have come to the right place. So, welcome again, because that is what Thinking Tuesday is all about. You are the cultivator of your thoughts. We believe here at Thinking Tuesday that your mind is a garden and that your thoughts are the seeds, and that you can grow flowers or you can choose to grow weeds. So on Thinking Tuesday, we choose to grow flowers. The choice is yours. We choose to grow flowers which are positive, self affirming, forward thinking, innovative thinking, critical thinking. That's what Thinking Tuesday is all about. So today, I'd like to continue with my two part message from last week. For the benefit of those who may not have heard or listened to the replay, I'm just going to recap the main points so that you can catch up. You may also listen to it on YouTube. So last Tuesday, I spoke about the relationship that you have with your dream or your dreams. Yes, the relationship that you have with your dream and what your dreams require of you if they are to come to fruition. Because we can't expect our dreams to deliver if we're unwilling to give it what is required. Our relationships with our dreams should be reciprocal. It's a give and take. I give, the dream gives, right? Not that I give or the dream gives and I don't give. So as we give to our dreams what is required, it delivers it to us, what we expect to receive. So we talk about what we want, we think about what we want, but we have to do a lot more. It's not just talking or thinking. So here are the 5 things that I stated last week that are required in this reciprocal, this give and take relationship. Number one, your dreams require your commitment. You have to be fully committed to your dream. It can't be here today, a little bit tomorrow. It has to be full commitment. Your dream also requires your vision. What is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like? You have to have a vision, you know, a way to see where it's going to end and what it's going to look like, how you're going to feel when you have it. What is it going to look like in the end? It also requires your creativity. You can't just state what you want and expect it to happen. But you have to be creative. You have to be engaged in the process. Use your imagination to create what you desire. And then your dream also requires your continuous growth because as you grow, you can add more to your dream. It needs you to be constantly assessing your growth and your potential to grow. Because as you grow, as I said, your dream also has a better chance of survival. You bring more to the dream, you bring more to the table. So you always have to check your environment. Check your environment to see if it's conducive to your growth. And if it's not, then change your environment or change some things in your environment. And lastly, last week, I mentioned that your dream needs your passion. It cannot be lackluster. It cannot be lukewarm. You got to share it with passion. You have to talk about it with passion. You have to pursue it with passion. It cannot be lukewarm. It needs that energy, it needs that passion. Just think about anything that you really, really, really like or love, because passion is about love and how you pursue that thing or that person for that matter. So, those are 5 things that I shared last week. And I said last week that I was going to share some additional ones. So, this is what we're going to talk about this week. So, I'll be sharing 5 additional things. There'll be 10 in all, including what I'm going to share with you now, that your dream requires of you. So, additionally, your dream requires your sacrifice. Your sacrifice. When you have fully defined your dream, the one that you're pursuing, you must be willing to sacrifice to attain it. There are going to be some things that you have to do, some decisions you're going to have to make that's going to be sacrificial in order to attain your dreams. Everything is not going to come easy. Some might come easier than you think or than you expected, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to give up some time. You're going to have to give up some money, probably depending on what it is that you're seeking. You might have to give up having some fun. Not that you're not going to have any fun, but you're going to have to manage your time differently. Some things that you want to do, that you like to do, you might not be able to do them as you would like to do them. So some sacrifice is involved. There'll be competing interests, but that is where you have to make the choice to determine which is of more importance. You're being faced at this point with the law of sacrifice, which is the willingness to give up something of lesser value for something of greater value. So if your dream is of greater value as you compare it with some of those competing interests, then you don't want to give up your dream. So you're looking at giving up something of lesser value for something of greater value. That's the sacrifice that you're going to have to make. This may include habits that you have. How are they serving you? If they're not serving to help you reach your dreams, attain your dreams, then that might be the thing of lesser value that you have to give up. It might be some friends who are not pouring into you or not supporting you. You might have to put them aside. You might have to decide which is more valuable. There might be some limiting beliefs that you have. You have to weigh those against what it is that you're trying to achieve. So it is about making that sacrifice. You must decide if your dream is worth your sacrifice. And if it is your dream, then it should be worth your sacrifice. Then your dream also requires your discipline. That's a word that many times create some problems, some challenges, because we're used to doing things in one way. And many times it's very difficult to break out of those habitual things that we do. But your dream is going to require your discipline. It wants to know if you can be trusted to make it come true. How disciplined are you to pursue your dream and all that will support it, even during difficult times? How disciplined can you be? Are you disciplined enough to give yourself a command and follow through with it? If you say, I'm going to spend 2 hours doing pursuing my dreams today, doing particular steps, are you disciplined enough to devote those 2 hours to advance yourself towards your dream? That's going to take some discipline. That's what discipline is about, giving yourself a command and being able to follow through with it. So it's not just saying that you want a dream or you have a dream. You state what you want to achieve and not merely say that you want to achieve it, but you have a plan. You have steps that you will follow in order to achieve it, and you keep yourself accountable, although it might be difficult sometimes, but you follow the steps. And if part of the plan or the initial plan you created does not work, you don't abandon the dream. The dream is your ultimate goal. You create a better plan that works, but you remain focused on the dream and pursue it with passion. So to be disciplined is to hold yourself accountable and be dependable even when times are tough. So that's the challenge that we face when we are pursuing a dream. Your dream also wants to know that you are persistent. You have to be persistent. Sometimes you might feel like giving up. Sometimes you might have a very justifiable reason. It might sound that way, but you have to be persistent. Your dream requires that you be persistent, that you would be persistent in holding that image, holding that vision that you have until you've achieved it at the end. So, are you willing to keep going even when your dream seems too far away, perhaps, or when things don't go as planned? Because sometimes they don't. But we talked about before that you don't give up the dream, you adjust the plan. So, are you willing to be like that proverbial dog with a bone, not letting go, pursuing the dream, being consistent, holding on to it, not letting it go, staying focused despite the possible distractions, because there will be? Your dream also requires that you be willing to let go of old behaviors or habits or anyone or anything that's been holding you back from moving forward towards it. We have to be willing to let go of some things that are not serving us, that get in the way of us attaining our dreams. And last week I mentioned about the baggage sometimes we carry. Even when we're traveling and we have too much, sometimes we have to leave some things behind or pay extra. And sometimes that payment can be painful. So your dream also requires that you be willing to let go of some of those things that are not serving you well. Many times we remain in the desert too long and miss the greener pastures because it's comfortable where we are. But we're not looking for comfort. Comfort does not always produce growth. In fact, we grow outside of our comfort zone. Many times we'd rather deal with the familiar or remain with the familiar, even if it's not serving us well, and even if it's not promoting our growth. So we have to be willing to let go of those things. We have to give up to go up, right? And then finally, the fifth thing today, but actually number 10 in all of the things that your dream requires of you, is that it requires your best thinking. How do you clear your mind? How do you put time aside to think through what it is that you would like to do, how to attain it, what steps to take? It requires your best thinking, your creative thinking, your critical thinking, your like I said, your creative thinking, your imagination. It always comes back to your thinking if you notice. At what times of the day and what places can you be more invested in your best thinking? You have to ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind? Because what you put in is what you're going to give out. And if it's negative, that's what you're going to get. Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Make sure it's positive. Are you entertaining fresh, new thought? What are you reading? What are you ingesting? What types of conversations are you having and with whom? And also, who are you allowing to challenge your thinking? Because we have to allow for challenges of our thinking. That's how we develop new thought. That's how we develop critical thought. That's how we bring new ideas into our minds. That's how we're able to even look at our thinking and how it's serving us. I'm talking about people that have our best interest in mind. Now, some people will challenge our thinking just because, but they're not offering anything. But having your thinking challenged is a good thing because that's part of growth. Who are your role models? And who are you allowing yourself to be mentored by? Someone who has gone the way that you're trying to go, that has some experience that can be helpful to you. So I have shared with you a total of 10 things between last week and this week about what your dream requires of you. How will you use these? How will you use these 10 requirements to attain your dream? Because, like I said, a dream, your relationship with your dream is reciprocal. You have to do the work in order to get the results. Your dream will provide, it will deliver, but it's based on your input, your investment. Are you willing to see yourself as being in this reciprocal relationship with your dream? Because many times we don't think about dreams like that. We just think about what we can get from our dreams, but we don't think about what we give to our dreams or what's required. It's good to state what you would like to achieve, but the universe is not just going to hand it to you because you made that statement. It starts with the idea, it does include the statement, but it's not simply a name it and claim it relationship. It's not a one sided relationship. How are you going to engage with this new partner of yours as you learn to see your dream as a partner? Because it is. How are you going to engage with this partner, which is your dream, to work with you? What is your investment in this relationship so you can have a great return on that investment? What's your ROI? What are you expecting as your ROI, your return on investment? But you have to invest. So if you don't have a dream, begin to create one because, as I said previously, everyone should have a dream because our dreams are our North Star. They pull us forward, they propel us forward, they give us something to aspire to. So we should always have something to aspire to. They help us grow in ways that we might not have seen as possible and help us to achieve things that we might not have achieved if we didn't open ourselves to dreaming. So they help us to grow in ways that we might have seen as impossible at first. And if you have a dream and would like to get some direction, some guidance in how to pursue it, how to set up a plan to achieve it, I would just love to assist. I would love to assist you. That's a lot of what I do. You have your vision, you create your vision, and we determine the steps that you take to achieve that. And if you don't have a dream, hope today is the last day you say you won't have a dream. I'm also here to help you begin to think into why is it that you don't have a dream and how you can begin to develop and attain a dream. Everyone should have a dream. And it doesn't have to be a major dream, but there should be something that you're aspiring to. And it's not something that you want to achieve very easily. It's something that you need to grow into, something that needs to challenge you in some ways. Because as I mentioned before, we grow in uncomfortable spaces. We have to be challenged. Everyone should have a dream. So discover and pursue your dream and move and grow into your potential. I'm here to assist you as well. I invite you, as I usually do, to go to my website, drcherylburton.com, to see the programs and services that I offer. You can reach me through my website if you would like a complimentary consultation to help you with your aspired dreams or to develop your dreams or any other area in your life where you would like to grow, whether it's personally or professionally. I'd like you to share this message with someone who you feel would benefit from it. You can go to my YouTube channel to see previous Thinking Tuesday videos. Just go to Cheryl Burton Thinking Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at noon for another opportunity to elevate and stretch our minds. It's always a pleasure seeing you, being here with you. So thank you again. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at noon. Take care and bye bye for now.